Hello everyone, today we will be continuing my Weird Barbie series. I'm so happy that you all liked it and I'm so happy that you got a lot of enjoyment out of it. Today we are going to be reviewing a true Weird Barbie, probably the weirdest Barbie that everybody has in their collection. Western Winking Barbie. But not only am I going to be restoring her, I'm going to show you how you can restore her as well. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, so I have already restored several of these, so the procedure that we are going to be doing is going to be difficult. It's not going to be very easy. But if you are crafty and you feel up to the challenge, I hope you do. And I hope to see what you all can do with your Barbies. If you are not up for the challenge and you don't think that you can do this, I believe in you. First of all, I think you can. But if this seems to be a little bit too advanced for you, you can get 2 of these and you could take the good eyelash off of one and then put it on the favorite one that you have, and then you can have the doll that looks very similar to what we're going to be doing today. It won't work, but you could do it that way, so that way it doesn't look like it's a little bit creepy. I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to make your Western Winking Barbie look better, but also work. So stay tuned. So the first things that I look for in Western Winking Barbie whenever I do find one is I want to find one that still works when you press her button. So if you can still see a little bit of eye coming out, you see that right there? Then I know that her mechanism still works, so we can still use that. Because when I open her up, we are going to use the mechanism that is inside of her head. I don't use any new mechanisms. I'm going to make 2 new eyelids so that way they both look very consistent with each other. But as long as that mechanism works on the inside, and I can see that it does by pressing the back, then I know that I'm good to get started on my restoration. Now this Barbie is truly a definition of a weird Barbie. Not only does she look like, you know, she's done a line of coke. If you go to the back, she does have that huge distracting type of mask look going on. And it's true, this is a mask. This is not just a head. This is a mask on a little plastic figure. So I will show you what that looks like after, but first things first, I will clean this doll because she is quite dirty. If you are interested in how I wash and clean my dolls and do their hair, I do have separate tutorials on my channel. I actually put them in a playlist called Doll Restoration Tutorials. In each video, I go over something very specific, so the videos are very specific for your restoration needs. And I have a couple new tutorials in the works, so just stay tuned for some new exciting restoration content. She came out looking pretty good. I just need to redo her thatch. And if you're interested in learning how to do thatching, I do have a video on that specifically, as well as boil washing. It's at this time that you actually want to now look at your doll for what she is after you've cleaned her and get a good assessment of what all you have to do. Lucky with my case, the only thing that's really a problem is her thatching and the fact that her eyelid has just completely melted apart, and as well as you need another one. I mean, we could just go ahead and pull this one out. See how easy it is? Look at that. Ew. So easy just to pull them out like that. So, do not be alarmed when we do pull these out. Do you see like how this is not really plastic, it's rubber. So there is no going around this. You will have to take this mask off of the plastic head. You're going to cut the string in the back that holds it together. like so. And then you're just gonna pull it apart. There we go. Okay, so here is Barbie's head on the inside. It's very strange. And there's the head. And then here is the head itself. Here's the mechanism. Eyelid over here, it actually didn't fall off. You can see it's receded. You can see the lashes right in there. Look how much it shrunk. It's kind of wild. So you are able just to pop these open like so, which is what we're gonna do today. And here is the mechanism itself. It goes right here. So where we have the groove right here, it holds on to these grooves. So you wanna get it right where the grooves are. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually rip this out like so. Okay. So now we're just gonna leave that like it is. And this is what we're gonna work on. So this is all the same type of plastic. So this is very important. This little piece right here. You want to treat this with care. You really do. You don't want to melt it. You don't want to break it, because this is what's going to help her wink. Now, if you don't really care about her winking anymore, you can do it the same way I'm going to show you how to make her lashes if she were working. But one thing that I want to get off of her are these melt marks. So I'm going to take my blade and I'm just going to cut up. Like so. I'm not cutting down because I don't want to cut myself. I'm going to cut up. Okay, and after that's done, you can go in with a sander, or if you have a file, and you can sand that down. Okay, so let's go ahead and start making up the eyelids. What we're gonna make her eyelids out of today is actually just a bit of packaging. So the cellophane from your packaging. So this is what I'm gonna start with. I'm going to be using this, and I'm going to be using Loctite super glue and baking soda. So this is how we're going to start doing this. I'm going to take my little cellophane right here, which I got this, like, this was a package of pins, and I was like, oh wow, I should use that. And look, it's already curved. Now you don't have to get cellophane that is curved, you can curve it yourself later, but I'm gonna go ahead and just cut off a piece, like so. This even looks like an acrylic nail, beginning for like acrylic nails, if you know how to do that. And I'm going to cut it in half. Okay, so now we have our little half right there. And I'm going to see if it fits in this eye hole. And it looks like it does. And with this eye, you don't have to, it's a bigger gap anyway. You don't have to be so precise with this eye, because this eye is not your winking eye. This eye is just going to be a stagnant eye. But it does look very good the way it looks right now. And I'm going to trim it right here if I can. Okay. Okay, so now that we have this, you might be asking, What do we do now? This is flimsy. This is not gonna work. Well, it will work because we're gonna make our own acrylic. Okay, so here we have our little piece that we have. I don't know if you can see that, how small it is. It's very small. We're gonna take our super glue, open it up. We're gonna start making our acrylic. Let me move Barbie over here so we don't get any droppings on her. We're gonna start to make our new eyelid. I'm gonna put that super glue on top of the lid. Like so. I'm gonna take the baking soda, sprinkle on top, tap, tap, tap. And I want you to check this out. That is hard as rock. We just made plastic, folks. This is how you can make plastic. Okay, so tap again. Okay, go in again. I do this to rebuild my plastic as well I can. I'm gonna trim around the eye because our eyes, we don't have square corners. We're all rounded here as humans. Okay, go back in. Go in again. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Tap, tap, tap. And look at that. We have our eyelid. I'm gonna do one more seal on top just to set the acrylic. And now this eye, this eyelid is done. So we're gonna put that right there. Boop. That is going to be your eyelid for the eye that does not wink. For the one that does wink, you want it to be pretty thin because it does have to go in and out of that eyelid hole, okay? So we've got our little eyelid as it is anyway. I'm gonna trim it down, actually. I'm gonna trim it to about right here. Boop. Because we don't need it. Truthfully, we do not need it. Okay. So we're gonna go on top. And take this and put right on top. Put right there. Oh, I think it needs to be over just a little bit more. There we go. Right on top. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to take my needle nose pliers and actually clamp it down to that plastic like so. There we go. No corner shall be left unturned. Okay, so with the eye, you do want to leave it kind of longer, but you do not want to leave it this long. So after this dries, we're going to trim it. This eyelid already looks pretty good, and we do have a gap underneath of it to add a strip of lashes. I like to add real lashes because I think it just adds to it. I don't like to just paint them on. I know painting them on would have been the accurate way of doing it, but I just think with like the real lashes, she looks even more glam. So I think we waited long enough for this to dry, and I think this is going to be the right length. So go ahead and mold your eyelid. Okay. go. I think that we've molded this eyelid. You'll see it better whenever I get the glue on it. So we're gonna do the same thing with this as what we did the other one. So we're gonna put the glue right on top and sprinkle on the baking soda. And that already looks good, okay? But I think I want to add a little bit more on the end. Just a little bit more. Okay, there we go. There we go. We're gonna take and seal it. Go. And there we go. So we're gonna wait for that to dry and then we're gonna test it out. Okay, so I have the head back together with the eyelid in. So here's the moment of truth. We press the button and there we go. And she blinks. There we are. Okay, now let's get this back on the doll. Now you might be wondering, Dakota, are you not gonna paint that? I actually am, but I'm going to do it after, and I will tell you why. When I first restored my doll, I painted it first, as one would think that you would need to, but we made acrylic, and paint does not like to stay on acrylic, especially after you manhandle the thing. So we have to make sure that this eyelid goes back into the groove. Making the eyelid and putting it back on the peg that's on the inside, you might think is the hard part, but getting it all to go back on this head is actually the hardest part. So it is a mask, and you might be thinking, you know, what's so hard about that? You have to get this eyelid to go inside of this mask, which means you have to do some pulling. So you see like how it is right there? But we have to make sure that that eyelid is actually coming through the mask. Like right now it's not coming through the mask, so you don't see an eyelid because the mask is not on the actual head yet. But you can see that it's coming through. So what you want to do is you want to push all that vinyl back. And you actually want to pull that eyelid in. So let's try to get this mask back onto the Barbie in question. On that eyelid and make sure it comes all the way through. All right. Okay, so now we're going to throw this doll's hair back, and I'm going to go in with my glue. Okay. Boop. Go. Adding some more glue where it needs it. we go. So I'm gonna wait for that to dry until I do anything else with her. Yeah, so let's wait for that glue to dry and then we can get started on repainting her. Okay, time to test her out. Boop. Yes! Let's get started repainting her eyelids. And I'm probably gonna be repainting her lips too, so that way we can get like an ultra glamorous looking doll. So I've got the blue right here. And I'm gonna take my brush and I'm gonna dilute this acrylic with water so it's a nice thin coat. I'm gonna go into the lid that we have right here and I'm gonna lightly paint this onto her lid. I'm going to hold down on her eyelid right here, and I'm going to keep my finger on the button because I want all of this to be blue. Because it's diluted with water, it kind of makes it a watercolor, but the reason I want it so opaque is because I don't want to show like any streaks. And that is the sign of a repaint, number one, but it's also a sign of a bad repaint. You don't want to show, it's not like a painting like where you can have brush strokes. But with dolls, because there's either screen printed or they have stencils, they use an airbrusher. You don't see those kinds of brush strokes in dolls. I'm gonna wait there for a minute. I'm blowing on it as if it's really gonna make a difference. But yeah, so next, when these dry completely, I'm gonna go over with a navy. So I'm not gonna go over with a black because that's just too extreme. I'm gonna go over with a navy and make eyeliner. And then after that, I'm gonna glue this lash onto each eye. So she has a really pretty lip color. It's a coral. So I kind of want to work on that coral lip just a bit. I want to give her a little bit more luscious lips. When you're repainting, just remember to really dilute that paint. I know I keep saying it, but it's very important. Nothing can ruin a paint job more than streaky paint. Again, you do not want to see brush strokes in your repaint. It to be very clear and smooth. Also, if your repainting is not perfect and you're not very good at it, don't worry, just do your best and I'm sure it will look amazing. Practice does make perfect, and you're only going to get better if you continually keep working on your craft. So don't give up, just continue trucking along. Okay, so now we're going to put on the lashes onto this Barbie because she has none so far, but she does have a winking eye now. So let us measure and see how big. We'll do this eye that doesn't wink first. Okay, so I can see that it's right here. Oops. right about here is where I need to do it. Okay. I have my glue. I'm gonna dip my lash in that glue. I am going to push it right into the head, and then I'm going to push those lashes up, like so. Okay, whoa, yeah, let's leave them like that. You want them to be wispy like this. Really should put her hair back. If you want them to remain to be wispy like this, cut them from this angle and go like that. See how I'm cutting diagonally. I'm not just going right around whipping it. That's if you wanted it wispy like this. And there it is. So see the difference? Okay, so now we're gonna do it to this eye over here. A little for this. Make sure this will be fine. I think it will be. Again, this is so hard to film. But just as with the other one that I just did, I can't really see, that's the problem. But there it is glued on. Ooh. Give it a wink. Boop. Look at that. Hey girls. So we're gonna cut that like a regular Barbie lash. And there you go. There you go. And that is us fixing her eyelids. And now we can get started on giving her some blush and some eyeshadow. Why don't we? Barbie's face just needs a little bit more dimension for me, a little bit more colors, and blush would be nice. She does have very faint blush, but I'd like to make it a little bit more pronounced because she does have such colorful makeup as it is, with these big blue eyes and big Carol Channing eyelashes. Raspberries! So, just want her to have some very, there we go, extreme blush. I think she looks better. Look at her. Aw. Boop. So she's still drying and hanging out with her other Western sister. And she does wink, wink. Ah, she's so cute. You can just tell, so like these are different versions of this doll anyway, but this is the first doll that I fixed. She took me a couple days actually, and this doll took me 40 minutes to fix. That is very quick, okay? So this method does work. I've done this several times, so you're gonna take longer the first time, and do not feel defeated or bad because you will be manhandling this doll. You really will. So you will not be giving her a dainty restoration at all, but look at the proof in the pudding. I did this doll about 2 years ago, and woohoo, she still works. You press her back, she still winks. She's still cute as could be. I mean, I've not done her hair in 2 years either, and look at the hold it has. She's a very cute doll now. I did not redo her makeup at all like I did this one, and I think that the makeup actually looks a lot better on this doll right here. She just looks more glamorous to me, you know? This doll is the same type of Western winking Barbie that I had when I was a child. I found her at the flea market, and she came with her horse Dallas, and she had like this Farrah Fawcett flip, and I thought she was really cool, and she looked really strung out. So it was really nice to actually get one and then fix her up and make her look really good. And yeah, I hope this video is helpful to you. It's not done whatsoever, so don't log off yet. Really do hope that this video is going to be helpful to you and gives you some confidence to work on your Western winking Barbie. And here she is, all done and looking glamorous. And you press the button on her back, and she winks. I hope this video is helpful to anyone who watches it, or at least mildly entertaining, to see how a doll that looked this rough and will consistently look this rough due to age, how she can be revamped into looking pretty cool and also work. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay fabulous.